All right, guys, welcome back to If You Can't Handle the Heat here. We've taken pretty much a 3-month hiatus from filming the podcast due to our busy schedules. We had a lot filmed in the summer here that we're gonna start releasing, but we will be back to our Wednesday, every other Wednesday released because that's perfect for our schedule, game schedules, and kind of catching up on current events that kind of happen around the volleyball stratosphere. We got a sick podcast for you guys. Obviously, Micah, the Warriors, and even Jake had kind of um, very different summers. So we're gonna delve deep into that. We got a sick one for you. All your questions and that you had for the Micah, for us, pretty much got answered in this podcast here. So we hope you guys really enjoy that. Also, you're wondering for the ones on YouTube, why Gage do you not have your beautiful HD camera in front of you? And that's because we had 2 or 3 cameras broken this summer due to filming stuff and balls smacking, hitting it. Yeah, we were in Florida and we were filming to use like as a we put my camera on a tripod and someone hit a ball and smacked it straight in the lens because obviously we had people running around and filming us, and so unfortunately we didn't have anyone manning the camera. Fell over, lens broke, so now I'm in the process of getting a new one. So that's super sick. But no, there's a sick summer. This is we're gonna get back into it again early Wednesdays. When we're gonna start releasing the podcast, so people on the East Coast as well can wake up, listen to it if they want, drive to work, after work, and obviously the West Coast people will already listen to it early in the morning. But also before we get into it here, I want to kind of give a shout out. If you want to support the boys here, use the promo code HEAT, HEAT, get 20% off of our merch. The link will be in the bio, or go to absystem.net. And again, use HEAT to get 20% off, support the boys, get some sick swag. And now let's get to this episode. You can handle the heat. Yeah. You can handle the heat. Booyakasha, welcome back to that episode of Can't Handle the Heat. It is your boy, G Swizzles. It's been a while since all 4 of us have either talked together or kind of had a podcast here. Before we get into it, I want to do a quick introduction for those of you maybe who forgot. We have the People's Champ, no longer at Cal Poly SLO, but in University of Auburn in Alabama. Jake Myers. Jake, how we doing, brother?
Whoa! Hey!
Thank you, Jake.
Hey, how we doing, everybody?
And then, of course, we have our bottom 2 Dolos in the same location. All 3 of us are in the same location as last year. We got big CEO Joe, and then we got
Roll Tide.
newly fianced man Micah Ma.
Whoa, that's crazy that he said that. That's crazy.
Hey, I get a DM or I get a text from Joe. It used to be like once a week, right when I said I was coming to Auburn, I'd get a text like once a week, or a TikTok or an Instagram reel, Roll Tide every week. I was like, oh, Joe, this is ridiculous.
Well, Jake, all right, so it's literally been over 3 months since we last published a podcast. We should give a quick breakdown. Obviously, all of us had very different summers and very different what we're doing now. Well, some of us more similar than others. Jake, you want to start with yourself here? Jake, from the last 3 months, obviously for the tour, people want to hear about the tour, people want to hear about the Olympics. But Jake, what are you doing in Auburn? Just to kind of give a quick recap of what you're up to.
Yeah, so I graduated from Cal Poly in June, which was absolutely amazing. It was probably the best 4 years of my life. And then joined the tour for about a month. And then I came to Auburn, Alabama, where I'll be getting my MBA. And I'm also a graduate assistant for the athletics department here. So kind of doing the best of both worlds, working for one of the best athletic departments in the country, as well as getting my MBA and continuing my education. It's pretty awesome. Like, I look out my window right now, and I have an unobstructed view of the entire scoreboard at Jordan-Hare Stadium, and I can see the stadium every day looking out my window. So it's pretty dope out here. It's a pretty different world.
Bro, how do you contain yourself?
I mean, I'm in it every day now, so it's, like when you see something for the first time, it's nuts. But then it's like when you're in it every day, you see it every day. It gets a little bit. It's not as crazy as looking at it. But I have to say though, I saw the field for 5 minutes on the game a couple days ago, and it was one of the greatest 5 minutes in my entire life. Like, it was awesome, and it was only Alabama A&M. Like, I can't even imagine when Georgia's rolling through. Like, I'm excited. It's gonna be a cool experience.
Dude, Jake used to, for those from context, so Jake used to be on the road and we would pass these big stadiums and be like,
No.
Every time
We would not pass them, bro. We would get detoured there because he's like, oh, can we please go see this place? Can we please? Like, there's nothing going on there. Literally, we would just drive past it, and he would just be up against the window, just being like, oh my God.
and then we sneak on there. And then we sometimes drive.
Bro, we did. We literally were on two of the
We're a
craziest.
couple. There were a
Mizzou and
Alabama.
In Alabama.
We didn't sneak in any
Alabama
others?
was insane. The fact that we were just out there playing, like, how did that happen?
Because you guys were like, we're not getting in. And I'm like, trust me, there's always a way. You can always get into a stadium. I got a lot of experience doing this. You just got to find the construction workers. They're always working on these stadiums, and they don't care. They're not employees of the school. Just got to walk straight past them and act like you know what you're doing.
That's a good point.
Well, guys, you heard it here first. If you're looking to sneak into a stadium, find the construction workers, or drive your minivan straight onto the field.
Which is what we did.
I
Whose
told
idea
some
was
people
that?
here about that, and they were like, you guys didn't get arrested for that? I was like, no. Like, it was in the middle
There was
of summer.
no one around.
They were like, at Jordan Hare, they're like, dude, there's like people with snipers on the roof here. Like, if you go on the field, like, you're going to get yelled at.
Well, Joe was the coach of the Golden Girls of the cheerleader team. So it was A-okay.
He was. Well, that's Joe's school, yeah.
If you guys want to see any of this stuff, just like go to our vlog. What was it? Sneaking to Mizzou. One of my all-time favorite vlogs of all time. Got to be videos of all time.
Yeah, it was a pretty top level. Dude, that summer was so fun.
I feel like the podcast is 90% just us. Well, Joe, we got to talk about this summer was probably our craziest. But before we get into us, because people couldn't keep tabs of us, but obviously you were doing USA, and congratulations, new Olympian. Congratulations, Micah.
Olympic medalist.
Olympic medalist. My bad. Micah,
Thank you, guys.
I want you. A lot of people are gonna have a lot of questions, and obviously we've talked. From the moment, and the more detail, the better. But obviously, there's stuff that you want to like keep to yourself, as you should. About just kind of like the summer and just kind of like obviously you have a personal life, so keep that to yourself as much as you want. But people ask this and that, and obviously we know you. But can you, from the time Hulkbonk ended, give your best detailed what happened, intro into the Olympics, deep delve into the Olympics until where you are today? Now the floor is all yours.
Dang. Dude, I feel like I'm so bad at answering questions like this. Like I need so much more
Okay,
direction.
do you need some help?
Yeah, well, I can do a quick recap and then you can kind of dive in where you think I need to dive in. But
Perfect.
I had about a week off between Hulkbank and Team USA, I believe. But yeah, my goal was to make the Olympic roster first, and so I knew that I couldn't take too much time off. So I got in there pretty quick, and then was definitely the most focused I've ever been in my life. Like I've never been this focused on like recovery, and even like we do cardio all the time, but like I've never done cardio like how I was doing cardio. I was just like hammering the weight room, hammering the cardio, getting extra reps every day, obviously before practice, and like as locked in as I've ever been. And then they announced the roster really early, which I think like a lot of people were really grateful for. I think it really helped us like as a team create roles and like truly create a team instead of like competing against a bunch of people, not knowing where you stand and all that confusion. I think it helped a lot of us, especially the guys obviously that are on the bubble. And so I made the roster, which was honestly maybe it was the only time I cried. So that was probably the most emotional day, talking to my mom and dad. And then obviously had to stay as equally or more focused than I was to make the roster. And we had a decent sized training block. We went to VNL, did not go well. And like people were a little worried, but not really. It's like such a veteran team that a lot of them were like, okay, we need to work on some things, but we're just going to go back to the drawing board. And like, we know who we are. We know what we can do. and let's just hit the weight room and keep training, and hopefully we'll peak at the Olympics, which I think we played some of our best volleyball there at times. So I'm glad we didn't worry too much. And then from there, we went to Poland, played 2 friendly matches, and then went to Paris. Can we stop there, and then you can ask me about Paris if you want?
Yeah, well, I have I have 1 or 2 questions before then. So when you said, well, actually, we are answering questions about you getting picked on another podcast. I forgot about that one. When you talked about VNL, what was the difference, like vibe wise and like also like performance wise? What was it? In terms of the VNL and Olympics, you said it was experience, but like, what was like, could you see like that was visibly different?
Well, I think physically we were we were really trying to peak at the Olympics, and we were working pretty hard in the weight room during VNL, and like, I don't think physically we were at our peak, especially at like certain positions. And I mean, also, to be honest, I felt like in the Olympics, Max Holt, Taylor Averill, like they potentially were our best players. They dominated. And those 2 guys specifically were like working so hard in the weight room and just like hammering themselves and really prepared like themselves with the Olympics in mind to peak at that moment. And I think that they did a really good job of that. And so, yeah, I think physicality wise, we were just on another level, and then probably focus and intention too. It's hard to recreate the intention and like focus that you have at the games.
Got you. And then let's talk about you for a second. In terms of you get announced to the Olympic roster. Obviously, you have Micah in front of you, who is a long-standing setter for the United States, captain as well, very well respected. In terms of you, what did you see your role as? Like, you got selected. Like, okay, where do I see my role in terms of this team?
Yeah, I think it changes on and off the court. On the court, my role is to kind of lead the second group and give the first team the best looks that we can give them. Kind of push them in ways that they need to be pushed. And then during matches was to come in and serve and be ready for that. I didn't serve very much in the Olympics, typically probably because Max and Taylor served so well, and I was going in for the middles a lot during VNL, and they were 2 of our better servers. And so even like coach came up to us at one point, and I was just like, dude, do not, like, they're rolling. Like, don't put me in for those 2 guys. And the other guys, he typically lets, like, even if they're struggling a little bit, he'll kind of let them figure it out. And so that was my role on the court. And then off the court, I'm pretty much a positive vibes guy, trying to keep things light, trying to keep things positive, trying to shoulder some of the load on specific players, on venting, or like just like being emotionally supportive of mostly the first team. Some guys on the second team, of course, to be ready. And so I would say that summarizes my roles in all the different aspects.
Got you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that
real quick.
Yeah. Go for it, Jakey.
Well, this is not about volleyball. So if you wanted to if you wanted to talk about that volleyball thing, you could talk about that real quick, Gage.
I just have one more thing, Jake. Sorry, but we have a lot of listeners that we have so many questions that come in like, hey, like, I'm not playing right now. I don't have this. I don't have this. I don't have this. You obviously, like I said, you were stuck in between the role of obviously keeping the vibes up, and also at times at VNL when you, like I said, going serving sub. Okay, now in Paris as well, the guys you go in are serving incredibly, but then also maybe in VNL, the teams I was playing as well, you don't play as much as probably you would like to, but obviously you kept the vibes up. You had a good energy about it. Can you kind of give a little advice to the people about playing and maybe not getting selected? Maybe you can give any personal, if you want to go into that at all. If not, no worries, about how like you kind of dealt with it, or maybe you went through ups and downs and kind of level with people.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. I didn't get to speak with a lot of people at the Olympics, but I spoke to Miles Partain after it was finished. And I love speaking to Miles Partain because he's just got the most interesting brain. Like he could be one of my favorite people to speak to about volleyball. He's just such an interesting guy and super bright, super genius. And so I asked him, like, what did you learn from the games? And he said, like, he's like, oh, it was a great measuring stick. Like, this is literally the best in the world. And I can come here and be like, oh, I'm not there yet in this. And then, oh, these are my strengths. And I need to double down on my strengths. And I need to like work around some of my weaknesses. And I think like what stood out to me about that conversation was just his ability to just use like, I'm not there yet. Like so much of us are like fixed in our brain of like, oh, we're just not good enough. And that like, oh, I'm not there yet. Like I just know I'm not there yet. I'm not good enough to be contributing to the team more. And that just is what it is. But it also like helps you be optimistic about the future and helps you like come in and work every day because there is a chance, you know, there is hope. And so keeping that like, oh, I'm just not there yet. Like, oh, today, instead of thinking, oh, I'm bad or like, oh, they're not using me or whatever, all the storylines that you can create depending on who you are as a person of you being on the bench, just like walking into the gym every day of like, oh, I'm just going to work harder and just get better because I'm not there yet. And hopefully I will be, and I can be. And so that's my advice to people that aren't there yet is like, do not be fixed on your position. And then as you're doing that, you also have a responsibility to the team because you can take the team down as well, or you could add to the team, or you could keep the team neutral. And I don't want to be neutral and I don't want to take the team down. So my goal was to help in any way I can. And yeah, I don't know.
Got you. Jake, before I have more questions, Jake, what was your question?
Yeah, so this is, I mean, it's not really related about volleyball. I mean, it could be, but obviously the Olympics is like, in my eyes, like the pinnacle of sport. Like it is like all the best athletes in the world coming together. It's like the highest honor representing your country. Was there a moment where you were like, wow, like I'm here right now? Or like, what were like the craziest like Olympic moments that you had like while you were there?
Oh, that's a good question. The very, very first match was insane. Like I've never jumped so high in my life. I've never jumped, dude. In the warm-ups, I was flying. Everybody was flying. And just walking out there was a way different feeling. And then like also this like duality of like trying to tell myself, oh, it's literally the same ball and the same net height and then the same, like all those cliche things that you've heard people say. It's like, it's true. But the first game was really insane. Watching the final of France-Poland, because we had to go to get the medal ceremonies after the final. We didn't play that day. That was a spectacular game to see. But the moment that I was like, wow, I'm an Olympian, actually like happened after making the roster more. Like at the Olympics, I was like, you're kind of in it. And you're kind of just like living in it. This like crazy reality becomes your normal, kind of like you seeing the stadium, you know? Like it was cooler when you only saw it one time, like for the first time, than you living across from it. So I kind of felt like that a little bit. The coolest moment of the Olympics for me, outside of like all the normal stuff you'd expect, is Noah Lyles teaching me how to sprint. Because I was like sitting down. Yeah, bro, it was insane. I was like sitting down. Dude, I was sitting and I had talked to him after the opening ceremony because we walked to the bus, me, him, and Eric. And then we were sitting in the lobby. So how it works is like Team USA is a big building and everyone that competes for USA is in the building. And in like the bottom floor, there's a weight room. There's like a physio place, treatment center, ice tubs. And then there's like we call it the ARC, like Athletes Recreational Center, where it's like some couches, like some bean bags. Maybe you've seen it, like the video of us watching the 100-meter dash on TikTok. Yeah, bro, I was in that. It's crazy. Me and Max Holt like randomly decided that we were just going to go to the Arc and see if people were watching the 100-meter dash together. Anyways, I was sitting down there watching track with him, and he was like, "Oh, that was a nice race. Yeah, that was a nice race. Well done." And I was just like, "Bro, what are you looking at? Like, what makes somebody a good sprinter, like good technically?" Because if we were watching volleyball and I was like, "Oh yeah, that was a nice play," like he's watching it way different than I'm watching volleyball, and I'm sure it's vice versa, the same for him. And he's like, "All right, stand up," and I'm just like, "Holy smokes, bro! He's gonna freaking." I'm like, "Okay, shoots." So I stand up, and he's just like, "All right, so what you want to do, dude?" He starts walking me through it, and he's like, gave me the three tips that he gave me for all those people out there. If you want to become a better sprinter, from Noah Lyles, fastest man in the world at the moment, is the first thing he said is that your chest and your body wants to be directly over your pelvis. Like you don't want to lean forward too much, and you don't want to be leaning back. And then the second thing he said was, when you contact the ground, you want a straight leg. Like if your knee's bent, the moment, like the force from the ground will stop in your knee instead of it being like all the way through. And then the third thing is like, once you contact the ground and like come back, you don't want to be doing like butt kicks, because that's all wasted time. You want to like hit the ground and then like push it, but get right back, get that knee like immediately right back up so it can hit the ground again with a straight leg and then immediately right back up. Like if you start doing these like butt kick motions, you're going to be slow. So I've practiced it a little in the backyard, and I definitely have gotten faster. From like those three things, I 100% have gotten faster.
So you walk into there, and the 100-meter dash for, is it women's on? Is that like what you're watching?
No, it was like some random like heat of, I don't know, like a 200 meter, 400 meter, something like that. I was already sitting on the couch, and he was sitting already there next to me.
What, did he pull up on you, or you pulled up on him?
I don't remember.
And
I have
was
no idea.
anybody else there, or
Was
was
this
it just you
before or
guys?
after he raced?
There's like 3-4 other people in the lobby. It was before the 100 and the 200.
Oh yeah, because I guess he got like,
Obviously he got COVID, and like we didn't see him. Like I was seeing him once a day, and then all of a sudden like we didn't see him, and I didn't put it together until we found out. But
and then are like the bigger athletes, are they like not standoffish, but are they like pretty welcoming in terms of like?
Everyone is so cool. Everyone's so nice. There is super off. Like it was, I didn't expect that. Granted, the NBA players were not there, and neither were the women's soccer players and like sailing and like some one-off sports.
WNBA was
But
not
like,
there either, right?
No, the women's weren't. Yeah, basketball was not there, but they were so nice and so like so normal, like and like more than normal, more friendly than normal. It was cool.
But you saw in the opening ceremonies, you were taking pictures. You were next. I saw you,
Bro. Yeah,
like
that
you
worked
were
out
LeBron
so
right
nice
there.
for me. Oh yeah, dude, it worked out so nice because Garrett Mongo was like, "Bro, can you take photos of me? I'm gonna go ask like some of the basketball players for photos." And he's like, "If you want, I'll ask, and you can just like take a selfie with me." So I didn't even have to ask a single person. He was just like going around like asking them for us because I didn't want to be that guy. But I got one with Steph, Drew Holiday, and Anthony Edwards.
But your
man
goat
sick?
was the goat.
Yeah, he was just like on his phone, and we just asked. He was like, "Yeah, sure." And we took one with him. Steph was super nice.
Did you get involved?
Surprise,
in that
surprise.
trading thing?
Yes, but I lost all the pins that I got.
Shocker.
No, hear this, because
Shocker.
well, no, this is also this is not. It's okay. Yeah. It's half. This is definitely half my fault, but half not my fault, which is nice. But did you guys see like that? I walked down the stairs with like the Olympic flag thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I want to hear that in
Airplane.
a second. Yeah.
Bro, insane! Like the
What
most
happened?
ridiculous thing.
Like, tell the story though. What happened?
Okay. So basically, I get on this flight. Like AB puts us on a flight. Me, Max Holt, and Taylor Averill. Taylor Averill ended up not coming because he went to New York to do like. Taylor Averill had like the sickest volleyball PR run I've ever seen.
Oh, by far.
Like, okay, maybe for USA, like, sure, other people of volleyball, Bruno in Brazil, I'm sure is on a different level, but for USA volleyball, Taylor Averill killed the PR run after and balled out and deserved it. But so we're going to LA, and this is like a special. It's the Olympic flag handoff flight, and so it's like we go through a different place. Everything about it is like different.
How'd you get picked?
But athletes could go if you're going back to LA on that day. Like they had to like approve you, and like it was like half athletes, half LA 2028 staff. And bro, I'm watching House of Dragons and like way in the back, and we land, and I'm like kind of like in and out of the sleep, and I like wake up, and some lady just walks up to me and is like, "Hey, you went to UCLA?" And I'm like, so out of it. I'm like, "What?" "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, can you come with us?" And I'm like, "Where?" And she's like, "You're gonna walk the flag down the stairs." And I'm like, "What flag?" And she's like, "Dude, the flag, like the Olympic flag. This is why the whole flight is about the flag. How could you not, like, don't even ask such a stupid question?" But I'm like literally like so shocked. I'm like, "No way, it's that flag." So the pilot's like, "Everybody stay seated, and the 3 athletes selected to carry the flag down, please come to the front." I'm like laughing, bro. I'm actually laughing. So I'm walking past, like I walk past Max, and I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go deliver the flag." He's like, "No, you're joking." I'm like, "No, swear." But because of that, they said like, "Oh, we'll take your bags off because I can't just be walking down the stairs with like my duffel bag and like a backpack and all this stuff." And they grabbed my backpack, but I forgot to tell them that above me was my duffel bag with like the closing ceremony stuff, a bunch of stuff, like some super nice stuff, dude. There's a Nike jacket that they give to you if you're a Nike athlete and if you get a medal, and it says like winning isn't for everyone, and it's the only people that'll get it is like somebody that medaled at it's so sick. Anyways, I lost all that stuff. I lost my pins. But it still was worth it.
Back? You weren't like,
no,
"Hey,
I've called. I've like asked a bunch of, guaranteed somebody
they're
like
all athletes and stuff. Who would like?
That's my point. I was like, this should be the easiest bag to find. We didn't like go to a gate. We pulled into a hangar where there was like a party, and like it's such a like separate thing. I was like, just somebody go back on that plane. Like that bag is somewhere. And then I realized, yeah, it is somewhere. Somebody freaking grabbed it. Like probably a staff member just
sucks, bro.
Like, dude, it's the nice white Skims duffel bag that like gone.
Let me ask you this.
But it was still so sick because we went to the closing ceremony and saw like Tom Cruise jump off the stadium, like grab the flag, and then like get on a motorcycle and like drive it out. And it's hilarious that I'm freaking holding it. Like I got some sick photos with it actually. Just me with the flag in front of the LA 28 plane. And it's hilarious that I'm like walking, and everyone else went out the back. Like everyone else on the plane went out the back exit, and then me, 2 other athletes, and the mayor of LA and Casey Wasserman, who's like leading LA 28, walked down the front stairs.
So
bro, I saw the pictures, and every time I see the pictures, I laugh out loud. It's the most ridiculous, so ridiculous.
Well, hypothetical, if you could trade either the walking out with a flag or getting your stuff from above, what would you get?
Bro, I'm so glad I walked down with the flag. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
He's one of 3 ever to walk with the LA flag. Like one of 3
It's so
ever.
ridiculous, bro. It's so ridiculous that I was walking that down. It's so ridiculous. The last time, how many Olympics have we held?
It was
Atlanta, LA.
There's Salt Lake, Lake Placid.
Oh, those are winter.
Yeah.
But is that the same flag? Because I'm trying to think of like how many Americans have probably walked or touched that, or like done something with the Olympic flag.
They might have a different flag.
They might.
That Olympic flag they might use for both, and they're just like, it's just more.
But why would we bring it to LA instead of them bringing it to where, like, isn't it Milan or something? Like, not Milan.
No, because it's
So,
like for,
It's the summer
2026. It should, it's
They
for
might
sure
have
the
done
summer
it, like,
ones.
After they might have done it after the winter one. It's just for symbolism. They might not just hold it in LA.
Yeah.
They might like just send it back to the IOC, and then they.
Yeah, that's
where-
true.
where
That's
is
true.
it?
Yeah,
Like,
it could be.
just
It could
fly
be.
it-
I don't. I have no idea, but
Flight at
Yeah, I don't know
21st
how it
Street
works.
until the Olympics.
like you can keep
Yeah,
it.
that's-
Until
You should have stolen the flag, Micah. Could you have stolen it? Was there a chance for you to just take the flag?
Bro, no. Who
No
do we hand it off to?
You should have ran.
All I know
You
is
should have ran.
all I know is
You got a runner.
Yeah, right. At an airport. Yeah, great. It's like the most secure place in the world.
Yeah, get shot down. Yeah, that was actually also ridiculous. That was also a great story from the Olympics. The Noah Lyles one was really cool. Like, dude, learning how to sprint or learning how to run from the fastest man in the world is crazy.
Is he pretty quirky? He seems pretty quirky, yeah? Quirky?
Yeah.
Is it a lot of like a TV character though, or
Yes.
is he like that?
No, he's like that. He is like that. He's walking around exactly like that, dude.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it.
That's awesome. That is so sick.
That is. It makes it way more like authentic and transparent. I like that he's
Did
like
he ask
that.
you anything about volleyball? Was he interested at all about?
No.
know he
There's
played
no way
volleyball?
for he would. No, there's no chance. There's no way he would have known.
Yeah.
Oh, he didn't
He
ask
didn't
what
like
sport
ask
you
you
were.
like, oh, what sport are you playing?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. Anybody
oh, this
can
is
get
so
it.
random.
With that guy.
Who's
Anybody
that guy?
can get it, dude.
He like someone's like standing at the door. He like walks out like, oh yeah, it's talking to this guy. Oh, who was that guy? I have no idea.
Yeah, for real. Also, seeing Alcaraz was sick. Alcaraz was the main. Yeah, he was the main guy. I was like, oh wow, that's freaking Alcaraz. That's sick.
And what's
Wait,
he? He's
am
like
I just-
19. How old is he?
No, he's older than 19 now.
He's like 21 or
Wait, maybe-
22.
No, I don't know.
Mark my words, 22.
Yeah, that was super crazy. I'm trying to think what else.
Is there
Was,
anything
like,
like?
the
Is there
opening
any cool?
ceremonies like unreal?
Oh, so sick, dude. And it was so nice that it rained. Like, I think it opened up, it definitely loosened me up because, like, there was 4 of us that went no poncho because they handed out ponchos and almost everybody wore the ponchos the whole time. It was like me, Micah, Garrett, and Matt went no poncho the entire night. And at one point, I was just like, I'm just going to do whatever I want.
What did you do? Like, what do you do on that boat? You just like do back.
The thing is, we were waiting. We didn't see any of like. I know it was super controversial, but we didn't see any of that because we were the second to last boat,
Oh yeah, I forgot about all.
and
like,
so like we're just in the back waiting, and then finally like everybody passes through, and we go, and it was crazy. Like the whole boat ride in the rain with like people just out of every apartment surrounding the set, like people were going crazy. It was so sick.
Dude, it
That's
was
pretty
crazy.
tight.
'cause
Opening
I just, like,
ceremony was crazy.
I shot you a text like mid opening ceremony. I was like watching on TV and you like responded. I'm like, what is going on? Like, why are you
Dude, I was also
responding to my
I was
text right
also
now?
on the TV in the opening ceremony, which is also ridiculous. Like we were leaving, we were walking down the stairs, and this guy's just standing there with the camera, and I see the light like turn to red, and I tell Garrett like, bro, we should look at the camera and like at least say hello. And he's like, bro, they're not gonna freaking put us on. They're not gonna put us on the TV. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, all right, but it went red, so I'm gonna do it. And then it ended up being live. It was sick.
That's so tight. Is there
That's
any other like
crazy.
cool amenities that like from the Olympics that you didn't like know about? Like, there cool houses or like what are some cool stuff that you kind of get? that
Oh
you-
yeah. So, well, first off, what's interesting is that like the experience for USA is so different than most of the other countries. Like, we're so spoiled. The USA, like USOPC, the US Olympic, maybe Paralympic Committee. I don't know exactly what it stands for. I should. But they hooked us up, like even the beds. Like we had volleyball, we had extended beds. And then they gave us mattress toppers and they gave us an AC in every room. Compared to like other people it was hot some days. Like it was crazy hot. The beds
How was
I
the
wouldn't have
cardboard
worried
bed?
about. Bro, it was money. Granted,
try the
I
chocolate
sleep. I'm a
muffin?
good sleeper. I did try the chocolate muffin. Not
Average?
insane. Yes.
There's a
Bro,
lot
I
of
don't
hype
get why
about it
people
all
were.
over social
Yeah,
media.
way too much. Way too much. No, it was okay. Like it was a good chocolate muffin, but it was like I didn't even realize I tried it before it went viral. But yeah, the food was okay. Oh, for USOPC. But we also have an offsite. It's called the HPC, I think it is, High Performance Center, and it's like everyone can train there, but not every like most delegations don't have that. So we would catch the bus there and practice there, lift there, eat there. Like we had a whole different place for like all the USA people, and that was also something I had no idea about. Like I said, we had ice tubs, a weight room. Like in the village, not a lot of people have those things. So it's just crazy to see the difference in that. I'm trying to think what else. Other amenities. Oh, there's a Nike house. There's a Mizuno house. There was the Team USA house. I'm sure you guys maybe saw like
Yeah, I saw that.
some videos of that. And so we get passes we went to the Mizuno house one night just because we're sponsored by Mizuno. We went to the Nike house, which was super sick. And then went to the Team USA house twice.
Tight. And then how was the food? I saw a lot of complaints about the food.
The first 2 nights, it wasn't great because they did run out. Like we were going to all the different lines and it was just like, there weren't any.
There's a McDonald's there, yeah?
No, there was not.
I always remember that saying that they had McDonald's in the village there. Just
There
unlimited
wasn't.
McDonald's.
There was Costa Coffees, and then they had like a bakery place. And they also have like a keychain that you can use. I'm sure you guys maybe saw that too, but like there's like vending machines of drinks that you can just like get vending machine drinks. It's just like water and Powerade and stuff like that. But the food was okay. Yeah, it wasn't that great. Japan's food, they said, was way better in Tokyo.
Well, I thought you mean like Team Japan. I'm like,
No.
like a special restaurant?
They could have. Dude, I think they might have an HPC of their own. They probably had. The food at the HPC, we'd always stay and eat lunch and dinner there if we could. Because it was way better.
Got you. That's sick.
Yeah.
And then for the actual game, oh, sorry, Joe. You go, Joe.
And I was gonna say on a volleyball end because you brought it up.
Yeah.
No, because I just had to say, Klevno in the semifinals
Bro.
and finals was unbelievable.
Insane, dude. He is so good.
He was ridiculous. Those
Dude, he
semis and
reminds
finals.
me. He
He's in Zerat
reminds me of like he'll be in Zerat. He reminds me of like a glorified Drew Holiday. Not a glorified, but like a way better. Just because I always hear about Drew Holiday. Like that guy plays winning basketball. Like that's the line I hear about Drew Holiday all the time. And I feel like Klevno just like something about him. He just plays winning volleyball. Like, and he doesn't get that much of the hype, but he's so good. He does so much for them.
Dude, and then what about you guys? How do you feel about what semifinals? Thoughts versus Poland?
Well, we only lost one game, and it was 15-13 in the fifth. Like it was a pretty good Olympics for us. I thought we played pretty well. We had some ups and downs a little bit, but we have so many weapons that like when one's a little bit lower and like Micah just finds another outlet, and we can kind of find that pretty easily. So I thought we played really well. The semifinals, dude, we freaking had them in the fourth. Like
Leon serving at the end there.
I did not get big picture at all. Like I didn't even know we had them. That's how like point by point we were. But after the fact, people telling me like what the score was, especially when like a few plays happened, I was like, frick. They got turned up. The crowd flipped. Like they started talking to us through the net. We responded. And like the very first point, I remember feeling like their crowd got into it and they hadn't been all game. So that point, I tried to start a USA chant, which like I rarely do. And we just got drowned out. Like nobody joined. We were on the other side of like all of our fans, which wasn't like a crazy amount, but we had all of our family and stuff. And we got drowned out by the Polish fans behind us. And I was like, damn, like I wish we could have gotten that going because I could feel the momentum switching. But they just started cranking and they have so many arms. Like Fornal and Leon were putting away balls that with their arm, like they just started hitting it. And we were doing a little bit less of that. We're a little bit different of a team. And it was just a few plays here and there. They started serving better. They used their arms, man. That's just what it is, I feel like, too.
And then winning bronze is pretty sick, though. So what do you do with your Olympic medal? You lose that one or no? You still have
Bro,
that?
no,
I literally told Micah right after I was like,
I was so close, so close to putting it in the duffel bag because Zana was like, carry it on. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, I'll carry it on. But I carried my duffel bag on too. So, but luckily, it just like I had packed that first and I was like, oh, I have room in my backpack. I'll put it in my backpack. So close to losing that.
That wouldn't have shocked me at all if you came back. Yeah, I lost. Like,
Dude,
that
would be...
I was like, Micah's for sure going to lose this thing.
One, everybody would kill me, but two, that would be the most legendary story. That would be the most Micah thing I've ever felt like could have happened. But no, I brought it home. We had like 2 gatherings at home, which was super sick. Another funny story, actually. Zana's brother like kept saying, you have to take it out one time when we got back. And I was like, bro, I'm not going to wear this thing around my neck. Like, that's such a ridiculous move. And Zana's friend came over and I was showing it to them. He had it on and he's like, her brother said like, okay, let's take it out tonight. And he's like, I'll take it out. So he went out with it and we had like dinner first. And he was just telling everybody that he was on the water polo team. He didn't make it down Hermosa Pier. There was lines to take photos with him. And we were just dying of laughter because this guy's like, people were lining up and like, at one point we were feeling bad because he's like shaking hands and they're like, oh my gosh, I've never shook hand with an Olympian. Like, and then we run, he's telling people that he's on the water polo team and like this group of like women walk towards us and like see that. And the one's like not really paying attention. And they're like, oh, that guy's like a bronze medalist. What did he get that for? And Zana tells them like, oh, he's on the water polo team. And they all go to one woman and they're like, oh my gosh, dude, he's on the water polo team. And she looks up and she's like, where, who? And they're like, her brother's the coach. And we're like,
get him out, aboard.
Shit. And Zana's like, never
The imposter is sus. Imposter is sus.
Dude. And so what we ended up doing was we went to 4 different places and each different place, a different friend wore the medal and acted like it was theirs. And at the end, we went to Shellback and this guy wore it in on my other friend's shoulders. And he goes in there, he's never played a sport in his life. He told people he was the decathlon. And the place went insane. Like everybody was chanting USA. He's up there and like everybody's dapping up. It was hilarious. Cause like these random guys that like 3 of them work in like finance or like they have like are just everyone's taking photos. Like they're going to be in so many random people's photos from that night. It was pretty fun. And so that's what we did with it right when I got back and then took it to my family, which is like the most important thing was like, I wanted to get it home just to show like all the people that helped me get there.
From there I can lose it.
Yeah, from there I can lose it. But I wanted to like show my sisters, my mom, my dad, like all my friends, my family. That was the best part of having the medal for sure. But because of that, it did get like that corrosion or whatever you want to call it, that like people were saying that their medals were getting messed up. Mine got messed up from that too.
Aren't
but
they
I'm fine
with
with
new ones?
Swear?
Shit.
Bro, don't say that.
Oh, don't do that.
Dude, if they are, I would love to get a new one. But I don't mind that it's like messed up because it's messed up by like people that I love and people that like are a part of it. So I don't really mind at all.
And then you just
So you didn't take it
now
to
you
Turkey.
No, I did. My freaking manager. Well, I had to take it to Hawaii, and I came straight from Hawaii here. So I had it with me, and the guy that like runs Hulk Bank, not runs it, but like is in charge of the day to day, asked me to bring it, and I was like, I have it with me. I'll just bring it. So I brought it. Hopefully, I don't leave it on the plane on the way home.
You're just talking
No,
into
I wouldn't be
existence.
shocked. No promises.
Hey, I got to get it back home, and then I'm done. And then it's somebody else's Zana's responsibility.
It says that their damaged metals will be systematically replaced by the Paris Mint and engraved identically.
How do you get
Bro,
that? How
that's-
does he do that?
I don't
Jake?
know what.
Bro, that's sick.
I don't know if that's true. Like, that's just what it says online. Like, obviously you'd probably know better than all mine would.
Well, Micah's the flag bearer.
No,
No,
I don't-
2028. He can get stuff done. You know what I'm saying?
Did you
Yeah,
see
it's
that?
true.
Flag.
Flag bearer,
I
no,
said
but
this to-
I
I
did
said
walk
this
it
to
down,
Joe.
and I do have some great photos of it.
I sent
Micah.
I sent this TikTok to Joe, and it's kind of like what you were doing. It was this guy, he bought an identical USA, like the tech fit suit, like the blue one, and he got a like fake medal, and he was wearing it in Vegas, and he's like, let me see if I can get into the top clubs in the world as a fake Olympian. And this first club, like, he would try to go to Marshmallow, I don't know where it was at, or like
He was already
XS or
banned.
something. Yeah, and he was already banned because they saw his TikTok, and then he went to like a different club, and they kept asking him a bunch of questions because they'd already seen him on TikTok, so they banned. They're like, all right, we're not letting this Yahooing. And then he went to some other club, and he goes,
Dude, how did he get a fake medal? Dude, it's heavy, man. It's over.
I have
It's
no clue.
1.003 pounds.
Damn. And the
over a
bouncer
pound.
was like, asking him all these questions. He was like getting nervous. He thought he was gonna like get caught. But then they took him backstage and hanging out with Martin Garrix while he was doing his set as like a fake Olympian.
Dude, that's persistence right there.
No, literally, it's like the fake Klay Thompson.
That would be a great video. Just
Dude, the
seeing
fake
what
Klay
you can
Thompson
get.
made it so far.
Yeah. Fake Klay Thompson
yeah,
made it on
oh,
the
yeah.
court, and he
He
got
was
arrested.
warming up, dude. He was taking shots, dude. Somebody was passing him a ball.
That would be a great video, Mike, to see how far you could go with the Olympic medal. Just see what you could
Dude.
possibly do with it.
I'm sure Taylor would be down to do that.
Take it around.
He got business. He did. He like pushed it. He got business class home. He got he had all these cool things happen to him.
How'd the GQ
Closing
thing happen?
closing the stock market is pretty freaking crazy.
He did that?
Yes, him and Matt. Dude, they close. I'm pretty sure something like that. They closed the stock
No, they
market.
did. They
or
closed
something.
it. They closed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a huge honor for sure.
I had no idea. That's sick.
Yeah.
What a summer.
Yeah.
And then also, congratulations, you're also going to be a married man.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It was hard to fit it in because we had such a crazy summer. But we knew that I knew that I wanted to do it like at least with her parents around so that we could see them after. And so kind of gave me no choice that I had to do it after coming back from the Olympics because I didn't want to do it before. It was just too stressful.
And then here we are. And then you going to think you're going to have a wedding in the summer or next summer, or that's up to Zana?
We have no idea. I think, next summer is the idea, but
You and I.
we're gonna figure that out.
You got to have a big Turkish
Jack's
wedding.
not. Oh, Iser's not married
next
yet.
summer. Next summer.
Oh, okay.
Good. You could have a big, lavish Turkish wedding.
Dude, I went to a Turkish wedding last night. Marko Matic.
Lit.
Yeah, it was fun.
Awesome.
It was fun. Yeah.
Joe, I feel like we had some crazy. Well, we can talk about our.
Yeah, you
summer
guys.
a
I
little
want to
bit,
hear all about your summer too.
This was by far this was by far maybe the wildest tour we've ever had in our lives.
Bro, that's
would say.
shocking to me. That our first one was so fun.
3 months on the road, Micah.
Okay, yeah. In terms of like volume,
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, right now, there was some wild stuff going on.
There's always
okay.
Consistent. I drove an RV. I almost ran over. Well, I should just. I'll give a quick recap of this story. Okay, so we were
What
in
did we
Arkansas.
run, what did we run over? We ran over something too on our.
You ran over a possum.
You were on a possum.
In Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Kid, go. I
So
want to hear
we're in
about
this
it. Go.
30-foot RV. Okay. And so we're in Joe. Where in Arkansas was this? What was this called again?
Fayetteville.
I don't know what story you're telling.
Fayetteville.
But we were in Arkansas. We were in Fayetteville.
Yeah, Fayetteville,
right near the
Arkansas.
university.
Exactly. So after great, fantastic community, great one of my favorite stops for sure. We had a sick Airbnb. Shout out to Joe. for that
Sickest
one.
place we've ever stayed without assistance.
I've never like literally
Sick.
like I've never
Unreal.
It was a huge mansion that had like a hot tub on the balcony and
Top
it
of the
was just
house.
insane.
Top of the house.
It was like one of those unbelievable. I will say the place
Speaker
the
system for
Airbnbs
the
that we
entire.
stayed.
Yeah.
Dude, the Airbnb that was unbelievable. So we go and we're driving through. Well, obviously, so at the end of the tour, some people like to blow off steam, go out see the city, right? Because it is where the University of Arkansas is, but it's obviously summer, so not as exciting, not as booming. So we go out, and I end up driving everyone back, etc. Ella Mae Powell, who's actually from there, she just said she played at the University of Washington. She helped work our camp. We got to know her there, etc., etc. We go out. All right, it's 3 a.m. by the time we get back. And I'm like, you know what? Obviously, people had a good night. So, people are like winding down and whatever. And I'm like, I always this summer got put on the couch. Always. It's okay. That's my place. Sometimes I ask for it, but for the most part, like if we had an extra thing, put them on the couch, whatever. So it's 4 a.m. and Ella and Mac May, who's on our tour, they're like, we can't find an Uber. Gage. And I'm like half asleep on the couch at 4 a.m. We have to be up and out the house by 8 a.m. driving like another 7-8 hour leg the next day. I just hear, Gage, can you please drive? We can't find any Ubers. Can you drive Ella home? I'm like, no, I'm not driving anybody home. But anyway, they keep begging. I'm like, all right, fine. Get in the RV. So we get in the RV. She's about 15 minutes from our place. She's like, oh yeah. Like, all you gotta do, we go down the main road. She's like, all right, just turn right. It's a little ways down there. Okay, a little ways. I turn right with a 30-foot RV. All right. And like all of a sudden, this house on the left and the right, like a normal street, all of a sudden the road gets corroded, like just destroyed. I'm now on a dirt path and there's nothing to my left or my right but woods. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I was like, where are you leading me? She's like, also, have I mentioned like at the end there's like nowhere to turn around? But I think I have an idea, says Ella. I'm like, what? Like, and I'm like, okay. It was like a minute, like 2 minutes go by. 3 minutes down this road go by. I'm like, where the hell? Are you trying to kill me right now? Like, 'cause it's just like, where are we right now? We finally get to our place, and I'm sorry for our audio listeners. I'm trying to describe this as best possible. Boom, okay, there's 2 houses at the end. One giant mansion with a for sale, thank God it was for sale, I'll explain in a minute here, was right there, right? And you immediately have to, and then down to my left, I'm looking on this huge hill. She's like, that's my house down there. I'm like, are you
Bro,
serious?
what?
She's like,
How and why?
But listen. She's like, don't worry. All you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to just let me out. I'll go run down there, but you just have to take this like turn around. There's a fountain in the middle of this giant mansion, and there is not like any space at all in front of this house. And I'm looking, she's like, yeah, just you have to turn around, then you're good to go. I'm looking at this. Mac here is not of the most clear mind, I'll just say that. So she's kind of like freaking out. I'm like looking at this. I end up taking this 30-foot RV on a 50-point turn at 4 a.m. So there's a fountain in the middle of the driveway of a small, and there's like shrubbery all around it. I destroy the entire shrubbery. At one point, Mac is out trying to help me. She's like, stop. I'm like, what? She's like, on the fountain. I was like, what do you mean I'm on the fountain? I get out and I'm on top of this like nice ass fountain in front of this giant mansion at 4:30 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, all right. I'm on the fountain. I've destroyed all of the shrubbery around this thing. I was like, what am I supposed to do? She's like freaking out. She's like, Gage, I don't know what you're going to do. I was like, calm down. I just kind of get it out of there. Get it out of there a little bit.
Calm down. You hit reverse. You just knocked down everything else. Like, let's get out of here.
Yeah, and then I just got
Yo,
and
we
then
gotta
Ella ends
go.
up coming back.
Come on. I got this. Destroy the whole house. All right, let's go.
Dude, Ella ends up coming back. She's like, and she comes back, and she's great, by the way, but she comes back annoyed. She's like, okay, like, are you guys almost, like, I'm like, are you annoyed with me, right? I'm like, how can you come back annoyed with me after you put me in this situation? She's like, do you guys still need help? I'm like, screw you. I'm like, what? Look at me. I'm on this freaking fountain. Do you think
I was on the couch dreaming 15 minutes ago, and now I'm pulling a 50-point turn
so
down a dirt road on a fountain.
Dude, so lucky it was a for sale, not someone living there at that point. Because imagine like, imagine you're selling the house and you just get there the next day and you see everything destroyed. You're like, what happened? You go to the video and 30-foot RV at 4 a.m.
They see Mac May just like this. Outside this 30-foot RV just driving over all the bushes.
So anyway, we end up getting out and John laughing. It gets better. We get home. We're like, okay, sweet. And there's like a code to get in. And it's 4:30 a.m. So everyone's asleep. We're like, oh my God, I don't know the code. I was like, well, I guess we're knocking, calling everyone. 4:30. We're like, do we go sleep in the RV or what are we going to do? Let's go. I was like, let me go try around the back where some of the bedrooms are. Get around the back, flash the flashlights into one of the rooms. It was Faina banging on the window. Sweet.
Oh, that's scary.
Get Faina. She's like, all right. And the funny part is Eli would do this ritual, be like, he'd wake everyone by screaming, and he's an early morning bird, smacking like a pan, like, wakey, and just like getting everyone's face, like in visual. So she initially wasn't even, she thought it was that. So she wasn't scared. She was just annoyed. So she opens the door. Okay. I stay upstairs. They're in the bottom. They're like, okay. Me and Mac are like, all right, go to bed. She's downstairs. I walk up this long staircase. I get up there. I'm like, what is that? I was like, all right. We had like so we ordered a bunch of Domino's for pizza. I was like, we got like this like meat lovers pizza. I was like, how is, like, I know Domino's. Domino's is great, but there's no way the smell of the meat lasts that long. And there's this fresh, crispy smell in the air. And I was like, what? I was like, really? And then I got closer to the kitchen. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. It's 5 a.m. at this point. I open the oven. There's a full, like, 14 bacon. It's pitch black, by the way. 14 strips of bacon are in the oven, fully cooking. I'm looking around. I'm like, whose bacon is this? It's pitch black. Everyone's asleep at this point. I'm like, what the hell? I turn my flashlight on. I go over to my couch, which is across the kitchen. I'm like, and it's Eli, just sleeping there like this. I'm like, Eli. And I shut the flashlight. I was like, are you cooking bacon right now? And he give me a little bit of angry when he's like, like, after a good night, you know what I'm saying? He's a little bit angry, he's feisty Puerto Rican. And he looks at me like above, he's like, go away. And then goes back to sleep. And I'm like, Mac, I call Mac up there. Mac comes up. She's like, what? I was like, he's cooking bacon at 5 a.m. He's like, not in the most straight mind. We wake him up again. And he's like, and then he's angry. He gets up and I was like, I think he's gonna punch me. And then he almost like he's like eat your bacon, get out of here, blah blah. Goes to his room, just angry, and he just goes on a rant and goes in his room, and I'm dying laughing. Pull the bacon out, probably some of the best bacon I've ever tasted in my life till this day, like perfectly cooked bacon. And if I wasn't there, the house would have burned down, surely enough.
Yeah.
So I pound that bacon down.
No,
bake.
No, you'd have been fine.
Just be burnt bacon.
Yeah.
No. There would have been
It would have been
explosion.
cooking for a lot of time.
Who knows?
It could have been
It
cooking
would
for
explode.
12 hours.
You weren't there.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
Anyway,
it
so
would
I
have been
called him
burned
like
out.
the
Yeah.
Baconator. I was like, there was just so many good stories. That happened one night. There was just so many crazy nights of just stuff that happened. I would go home. There was one time, and this video hasn't come out yet. I remember like one time, this kid who's like kind of like bigger on social media. He's like, I have this backyard short court, and I'm giving him the clinic. He's like, afterwards, it's like ends at like 8 p.m. He's like, you want to come over and play? Sure, let's go play. So I'm like in this kid's backyard till like 12 a.m. just playing these. Did you see those videos we posted?
I remember seeing some of them. Yeah.
Just
Where
stuff
was
like
that at?
was like for me. That was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then one time someone
Bro,
forgot the money.
they're playing a lot of that short court. Like I see the Long Beach kids are playing it some
That house
place.
is so sick. That house
Where is that
in
at?
LA.
So
I think it's in, like,
You guys should go challenge them.
I had a call with them already, and they already wanted to. They already tried to do us in the summer.
Sick. Okay.
But we're like, if we can 3 play, we would love to go do that too as well.
Yeah,
next summer.
yeah.
We'll see what happens though about next summer.
Okay.
They wanted to do like a whole showcase with us, and like do like a whole like and invite people and stuff. So
That'd
I
be
was like, yeah, we're 100%
sick.
down. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
sick. Okay.
Overall fun summer, crazy summer. Joe, anything you want to add to the summer or no?
There's a lot of characters. And also, like, I always give this guy a shout out because he's the best camp coach we've ever had. It's not even close. Coach Mike from Albuquerque. Still, like, the most legendary guy. He's from Georgia. Huge Georgia Bulldog fan. But he was just the most unbelievable guy. I don't know. He just stuck in my head, and Gage knows.
He's the man.
Also, Micah, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast. K2 Volleyball.
Yeah.
We were there the first.
Oh,
year.
they're what's it called? Their new place, yeah?
They built
so unbelievable.
The nicest facility. Like, it's better than probably 80 to 90% of collegiate facilities. People just need to go. We're hosting events there next year. I talked to them last week. They really want Micah to come out again next year. Jay might be coming out actually.
They're the
staying with
best.
me here in France. I told him he'd go over to Turkey too, but he
No
may come
way.
stay with me. He's the man.
Yo, that's so
Jay.
sick.
But the facility is like on anything you can imagine is at that facility for training.
Wow.
Conference rooms.
Wow.
Full locker rooms, like really
Podcast studio.
Podcast studio, state of the art
Are they doing one?
lifting.
This started one, yeah.
Sick.
But
So sick.
So in terms of locations, we went to all the locations and went to were awesome. Vancouver was amazing. The Hawaii
Dude,
event
Vancouver was sick.
the Hawaii event now
Vancouver's cool.
Yeah, is the largest outdoor volleyball event in the history of in the history of the island. It's like
Sick.
I think next year we'd be over between 200 and 300 teams. And then
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting
200 to
it's gonna get too
300?
big for yeah, it's gonna
think?
get bigger than the park soon. I think we're gonna have to look at other locations.
What do you
But
think is going to blow it up for this year?
Just the way it's scaled. Like if you look at the numbers,
Yeah.
of how much every year it's scaled. Like,
Just like more and more people knowing about it. Like there was a guy in Vancouver that was coming out. He told us he was coming out, and
Wow.
there's just more and more people, and like
Yeah.
social media was going like I know the vlog was doing really well for the Hawaii event. I mean, having Troy helped definitely a lot with that. Troy was awesome, and
Sick. Yeah, Troy's a man.
So
Yeah.
no, everything was
it was sick.
It was a lot, but it was
Dang, that's crazy.
Mike
A lot of moving pieces, though.
next year with us.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
I'm
boys
super
this
curious to see what our bro, I've never won.
You gotta come
only-
and play.
The only 2 that I've played in, I got second in both of them.
No,
I
you
think
got
I'm a
fifth.
bad luck
You
curse, dude.
You played with
Second
us
in
the
what?
first year and 5th. We got 5th.
Fish
That-
Fish always
Oh,
jokes
we
about.
got 5th?
Michael Fisher always jokes
Yeah.
about. He's like, all we had to do was get rid of Micah. Fisher says that all the time at 6 a.m.
Dude, it's true. I think I should not play.
No,
Dude,
you got.
what? I don't think I would play. What would I play?
Middle.
There's definitely.
There's no spot for me.
I will say Mitch and Ollie are dirty in the middle. They're
Bro, insane, dude.
they're blocking.
They're insane. Okay, I watched the vlog. It's literally just like put the ball on the other side
Yeah.
and then block them. That's what it looks like. Like
Even Price on the right side blocking.
There's double as many blocks as kills.
Yeah.
The kills, I'm like, oh, okay, that like, there's some nice kills in there. Like through the middle, Taylor had some crazy ones, but like mostly just like give them the ball and block them. Yeah, Price. I mean, it's just huge. I wouldn't change it. I'm too small.
But honestly, our offense did lack at times. Like we needed more offensive power at times, and maybe a lot of these guys are starting to play a lot less. So then it leads to like like we looked unstable. Like our first day we looked terrible, and then like, it was like we needed a little more firepower.
There's other
Luckily,
factors.
Yeah, other factors did play into the 6-man experience. Extracurricular activities were happening. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Even the second day, there were some times it was like, all right, we need a little more firepower. Anyway, but it worked out. But
It's all about the team chem.
yeah. But let's wrap it up here, boys. One thing. Let's talk about this. 2 words: Chicago AVP. Even though is that
Oh.
there are some spicy things that happen. Let's talk about this. First things first. I know we know the 2 things we're going to talk about. First things first. Why was Taylor Crabb wearing shoes?
No idea.
Thoughts?
Never asked him.
Jake
Heard a lot about it, but no idea. Oh, Jake knows.
I don't know why completely. I heard a lot of conflicting things, but the thing that would make the most sense would be like people are like blisters. I'm like, no, he's not getting blisters from the hot sand in Manhattan Beach. He grew up in Hawaii. He's not getting blisters.
Yeah, he's not getting blisters.
The thing that I heard the most was turf toe.
Yeah.
Who'd you hear that from?
Which could make sense.
Who are your sources?
I honestly, I think it may have been Joe Malik. I'm not completely sure though.
Dude, the
Joe Malik was
21st
there.
Street group chat said something about potentially it's that he hurt his toe, too.
Because that would make sense. Because I don't know if you guys ever had turf toe, but like it is the worst. And
Yeah.
turf toe with shoes is still bad, but in the sand has got to be like awful.
Yeah.
Like you're not
turf
gonna be able
toe?
to do. You can't jump with that. You can't do anything. And in the sand, there's so much like up and down because you're not on stable ground. But I thought it was so funny. I mean, Taylor broke the cardinal rule. I mean, he wore different sock brand than shoe brand.
I think he was
Puma
purposely
socks
doing
with
it.
the Nike shoes. Yeah, but you can't break the cardinal rule like that, in my eyes.
No, but
Gotta
he was
wear the
trying.
same old.
I think he's working on it because he signed with a new like media agent or something, and I think they've been closing some stuff for him, and so they're like, you gotta like wear the shoes, wear a different brand, and then make a push for like Nike. Like,
Oh.
they
Interesting.
were pushing hard on Nike, like all the
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, a
Did
bunch
you
of people
see
were.
one of the he posted? It's like Jordan had the flu game, but I had the shoe game.
Yeah.
But you gotta win. The thing is, if you say that, you gotta win,
dude.
You gotta,
yeah,
you gotta win.
That's
it.
such a bummer.
Like,
I
they
wanted to win
lost
so
their
bad.
first game. I know they made it back to the finals, but they lost the first game of the day. Like their first game wearing shoes, he lost.
Yeah, he had to figure
tough
it
to
out, bro.
wear
It's not
and-
normal. He's not a veteran at wearing shoes on the beach, I would think.
Yeah.
Gotta cut him some slack. He made the final, bro. That's insane.
Let me ask you this. If you had to pick a shoe to play in, what would you wear?
Do those what's it called count?
Like the
those like
gloves,
two
like the-
toe shoes? Yeah.
the toe shoes.
Those don't count, right?
No.
Those don't count.
No.
No.
Crocs.
Yeah, I was gonna say Crocs.
Crocs also can't count.
Why not?
Yeah, that's a
They're
good point.
shoes.
I
If
wouldn't
toe
play
shoes
Crocs,
go-
actually. I would not play Crocs.
With the
I
holes.
would not play Crocs.
on top. They bring you
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
You'd have to empty them every play.
Yeah.
You know what I'd wear?
Something
You know
that's
what I'd
like
wear?
super like no sense.
Under Armour.
And
Under
then something
Armour.
light.
No. Listen. Remember those KDs that were like socks up your foot? That's what you have to wear. You know those
They're like
long ass
KD9s?
KDs?
Yeah, there are some
KDs
Kobe's
that
too
were
that
all
were
red.
like
No, the
that
KD.
too.
I'll show you this. Here, sorry, I cut
They
you off.
never really
Micah.
sold those. I know what you're talking about, Gage. KD wore them.
There were Kobe's that had that ankle protection too.
Yeah, but the ones that Gage is talking about were literally like boots. Like they went up to like your knees.
No.
Dude,
Oh,
yes.
then those, bro. That would be so sick.
Wait, I'm pulling it up right now. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. Yeah.
They
So look
literally
at
go
this.
up to your knees.
This orange part. Can you guys see it? This orange part is all the way. Those are his shoes.
No.
Yes.
Dude, those
boots.
we gotta get Taylor those. We
They're
could send him
Nike
a
too,
gift
bro.
from out of system.
Dude, yeah, if you want to drop like what? A couple G's. It's not a lot.
Oh, because they're not being sold.
They were
Yeah.
also like it was when he was still on the Thunder.
Oh yeah, getting your hands on that would be tough.
I'd
I
agree.
mean, you might know KD now. Use your Olympic connection.
No, I don't know anybody like that. I don't know anybody actually.
Bro, you literally the flag bearer of 2020 Olympics, bro. You can
That's
do
true.
anything
Me
you
and
want.
LeBron
you're
and
the
Coco
face-
Gauff.
You're the face of the Olympics, man.
That's
But,
true.
okay, the other thing we were going to talk about was the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fight was crazy. Or the shove. The shove.
The shove heard round
The shove was crazy, man. Oh shoot, sorry. I messed that up. The shove heard around the world, you said?
That was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy, dude. I did not expect that.
That was pretty. Dude, also, that was crazy of how it got officiated. How it got officiated was crazy. Just double
Chase was
red.
the one,
That's insane.
Well, what happened? Can someone break down what happened?
Oh, you never saw?
I saw a shove. I didn't like. I saw like a block or something like that.
It was
and then
it was
a little
4-3. It's the
contact.
first side switch of the game.
Yeah.
It was like it was a transition ball. There was a out of system set from off the court. They put it over the net, and then Trevor ends up switching a block, and then he blocks Chase like swinging across court.
But there's a lot. There's a lot of context too, right?
Yeah. Well, Trevor's always criticized them for never winning AVP, but then going to the Olympics. And there's been a lot of and never beating him in an AVP. I think it was the other one too. Like Miles never beat him in an AVP. Was it another thing that he said?
Head on. He was just wrong. They beat him a few times, but yeah.
And so there was a lot of that, and then AVP kind of played into it. And Trevor in general, he likes to talk, and everybody knows that. But the first side switch gets the block on Chase, and immediately lands and just under the net and starts yelling and clapping, and kind of like walks close to Chase and gives him a look, like rubs him a little bit, and Chase didn't like it, turned around, started talking, and just shoved him. And Trevor flopped like straight to the ground. It wasn't like a soft shove. It wasn't like a little. It was definitely like a pretty aggressive shove, but he flopped for sure. And then they switched sides, and the refs. There was a little debacle. The coach came out. What was their coach coming out for? Their coach.
I don't know. I think he was trying to. He was trying to settle.
He was trying to talk to Trevor.
Point.
He was Chase and Miles' coach, and he's coming over trying to talk to Trevor. I'm like, I feel like
because. I feel like he might know Trevor from something though.
But then they had a decision. They brought over like the lead. I'm guessing the lead official from the event to kind of talk over, and they just ended up giving 2 reds because there was other officials that came onto the court. I don't know who they were.
Got it.
And then it was boom, double red, and then they continue. I don't know if there's fines for red cards in the AVP. I don't know.
It looked like Trevor was like trying to say that it was over. Like if you did something like that it should be. He's like, yeah, it's over. It's over.
Yeah. Like eject.
Wait,
him.
double red? Did they play, they play the rest of the game though?
Yeah, it's just point, and then you play on.
Red card, yellow and
red
a
card
red
is
ejection.
yeah, them together.
Red cards.
I saw
Interesting.
the comment section was crazy on like the post that the AVP posted. There was so many different things, and I saw someone comment something like, "Chase literally came from the NBA where all you do is trash talk and can't handle Trevor Crabbe saying one thing to you."
Oh Lord, no! Trevor has been talking about it for a while. I think he's been pretty vocal about it.
They've had
but it was kind of more at Miles. It was kind of more at Miles, which is, I mean, that's. If you're talking about somebody's partner, it's still directed kind of at your boy or at you. Yeah, it was shocking though. It was crazy. There's been some shoving matches on the AVP. The Crab brothers are always in the middle of it too. It seems like.
Yeah, it's good though. It's good for the sport. I mean, to get people talking.
Yeah, it's
about
cool.
To get it on.
Yeah, true.
Like,
we're talking about it right now.
It's it's good for the sport. It's like how we were talking about the WNBA, women's college basketball is so popular. It's because they're marketing these rivalries. Like they're pushing them out there. Like if you have people like, oh, I really want to watch Chase and Trevor the next time they play now. Like I want to see what's going to happen. Like
it is nice.
How things start.
It is nice with the AVP to create some rivalries, but there's like a pro and con that like they switch so often, so you can't really be on a team.
Yeah.
Because they might end up on the same team, but then it is nice because it's like. There is some bad blood sometimes with like partner switches and some things can go wrong, but it's harder to build like a team that like people really can support and trust that like that team's going to be a team forever, you know?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
like
that's why I
Miles
like
and
the
Andy
women's
being that.
game. Yeah. And
The best case is like, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I know,
Go ahead, Jake.
yeah, like Miles and Andy, but then like the LSU girls.
Yeah.
They're staying together, and they're so fun to watch.
Yeah, and they have a big following, which is like, and a fan base that's like pretty committed to them.
I just want to give a shout out to AVP social media. I don't know if the McKibben's running that right now, but like they've done a lot better job at also stirring the pot highlighting certain stuff. Even when it came to Olympics and stuff, they've been doing a really, really good job. Also, I just think that either when streaming or something, or just like, it's just so hard to keep track of what. I've said this all the time. I just don't know what game means without like really having to go like to the website and being like, okay, following, tracking this part of the bracket. They need to find some way of making it very
That's
easy
true.
to consume. Like, I'm like, what game? What does this mean? What game is this? I don't like. No, like then I have no. Like, no, I'm not into it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, finding the streaming is even harder. Like, finding the streaming, it's changed so much. Now it's a paid subscription, like crazy expensive. It's just way too difficult to access, and you just watch it based on what's on YouTube and Instagram.
Yeah. So that's all difficult. Other than that, boys, I think that's it. Anyone want to add anything for our first podcast back?
I mean, women's college volleyball is starting up again, so we'll see what happens this year.
Dude, I will say, watched Texas yesterday against Wisconsin. Texas was they got some actual like girls who can crack the ball. Madison Skinner like jumped so high on the women's side. We'll see.
Dude, women's college volleyball is on another level right now.
The attendance stuff right now is crazy. There's like 500,000 people on ESPN watching matches.
Wow.
They're on Fox, like the main Fox channel right now. Like some of the matches, like yeah, it's awesome to see.
It's crazy.
Well, I think that Micah, I think you were also part of this. You're going to stay consistent and make sure not to watch a single match and then predict the winners of the national championship come December time. I think that's what we do best here at Out of System.
Yeah.
We are the experts. We're the lead experts in college volleyball, whether it's men's or women's.
Crunching numbers.
I was in crunching the numbers. I've crunched the hardest. There's nobody who's crunched harder numbers than us.
Excel. No. They call us the Excel brothers, me and you.
It's true. I have all the Excels.
All of them.
I have all the Google Docs.
I haven't missed an Excel in 3 years, not one.
I haven't made
Every Excel runs through me. Every one of them.
Save.
Just got emailed another one.
I actually have to. We had to probably end it because I got to start crunching the numbers.
Yeah, I'll send you over that other one that I just got. It's pretty cool.
Okay, solid.
Yeah.
I'll have an Excel of your Excel, and that way we can compare.
Yeah.
Perfect, boys. Well, also again, if you guys want to support the brand, make sure you hit the link in the bio. Get some merch, support the boys. But guys, it's awesome to be back. We'll be doing these every other week. They'll be dropping. We got a bunch in the chamber right now, so they'll be very consistent from here on out. Season starts for the boys here. We're on preseason. Obviously, Jake's in football season, so he's just going to keep working out, getting ready for every Saturday. And then, well, Jake is no longer on the women's. Jake's also no longer on the women's volleyball team, which is kind of. I'm
the Auburn football team.
I'm upset you don't have a senior night. You know, you never had a senior night, Jake, for the women's volleyball team.
We should throw him one.
We should throw him a senior night.
Are you officially hanging them up? Or are you going to join the Auburn Tigers too?
Oh, let's get.
I've been talking to them a little bit, but
Transfer
dude,
portal.
I had a feeling, dude. Yeah, we can announce it. When are you signing?
no, I don't know if I have time to do it. I've been talking to them. The coaches are awesome here, so
You have
Not
to
worth
tell
your
them.
time. Not worth
Dude,
your time.
also we can get you some NIL deals that'll blow your mind. You get on that team, we're gonna get you some NIL deals that'll blow your mind. Me and Gage will start an Excel. We'll get some NIL deals for you.
I've already started the Excel about that.
Maybe even Microsoft Excel.
I've actually, Jake, I just want to say, when that day comes, cannot wait to make that graphic with me and Faina about Jake joining the Auburn Tigers. That is going to be one of the best days of my life. All right, we're going to wrap it up, guys. Again, every other Wednesday, we're going to be here. We love you guys. Just remember, if you can't handle the heat, goddamn kitchen. This has been another episode presented by Out of System.
Whoa, Eagle.
Roll Tide.